You study English every day. You read books, you memorize words, but you still cannot speak well. Why? Because you are probably learning English the wrong way.
That is right. And today, we're going to show you the right way. Stay with us, because this episode will change the way you learn English forever.
Welcome to English Today 77. I am Mia.
And I am James. Thank you for joining us. Before we start, if you are new here, this podcast helps you learn real English. We speak slowly and clearly so you can understand and learn.
Today's topic is very important. We are going to talk about the biggest mistakes people make when they learn English, and we're going to give you better ways to learn. Are you ready?
Let me start with a story. A few years ago, I met a student named Carlos. Carlos was from Mexico. He studied English for 10 years. 10 years. He had many grammar books. He did exercises every day. He knew all the grammar rules. But when I talked to him in English, he could not answer me. He would stop, he would think, he would try to build a sentence in his head, and then he would say something very slowly with many mistakes.
That is very common. Many of you probably feel the same way. You know the grammar, you know the words, but when someone talks to you, you freeze. You cannot speak. Does this happen to you? If yes, write it in the comments. Tell us about your experience.
So, why did Carlos have this problem? Because he learned English the wrong way. He studied English like math. He memorized rules. He memorized formulas. But English is not math. English is a language, and you learn a language by using it, not by memorizing rules.
That is a very important point. Let me say it again. You learn a language by using it, not by memorizing rules. Are you understanding so far? Good. Let us continue.
So, what are the wrong ways people learn English? Let us talk about the first big mistake.
The first big mistake is only studying grammar. Now, please listen carefully. We are not saying grammar is bad. Grammar is important, but many people only study grammar. They spend all their time on grammar rules. They do grammar exercises, they take grammar tests, but they never practice speaking, they never practice listening.
Think about it this way. Imagine you want to learn to swim. You buy a book about swimming. You read about how to move your arms. You read about how to kick your legs. You study everything about swimming, but you never go into the water. Can you swim? No, you cannot.
English is the same. You can study all the grammar rules in the world, but if you never practice speaking and listening, you will never be able to communicate. Does that make sense?
I remember another student. Her name was Yuki. She was from Japan. Yuki had the opposite approach. She did not study grammar very much. Instead, she watched English movies every day. She listened to English podcasts like this one. She tried to speak English with people online. After just 2 years, she could have a conversation in English. Not perfect, but she could communicate. She could express her ideas. That is what matters.
So the lesson here is balance. Study some grammar, yes, but spend more time listening and speaking. If you study for 1 hour, spend 10 minutes on grammar and 50 minutes on listening and speaking. That is a much better balance.
Now, let us talk about the second big mistake. This is a very common one. Are you still with us? Good.
The second big mistake is trying to translate everything. Many people think in their native language first, then they translate to English in their head, then they speak. This is very slow, and it often creates strange sentences that do not sound natural.
For example, in some languages, people say the equivalent of I have 20 years to mean I am 20 years old. If you translate directly, you will say, I have 20 years in English, but that is not correct. In English, we say, I am 20 years old. If you translate from your language, you will make mistakes like this.
So, what should you do instead? You should try to think in English. I know this sounds difficult, but start small. When you see a dog on the street, do not think the word in your language first. Try to think dog in English. When you eat breakfast, think I am eating breakfast in English. Practice thinking simple thoughts in English.
This is very important, so let me repeat it. Try to think in English. Start with simple thoughts, simple sentences. Over time, it will become natural. You will stop translating. And when you stop translating, you will speak much faster.
Do you currently translate in your head when you speak English? Be honest. Tell us in the comments. We want to know.
Good. Now let us move to the third big mistake, and this one might surprise you.
The third big mistake is trying to be perfect. Many English learners are afraid to make mistakes. They do not want to say the wrong thing, so they do not speak at all. They wait until their English is perfect. But here's the truth. Your English will never be perfect if you do not practice, and you cannot practice without making mistakes.
Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are how you learn. Every mistake teaches you something. When I learned Spanish, I made mistakes every day, hundreds of mistakes. But each mistake helped me improve. I learned from my mistakes, and slowly my Spanish got better.
Think about children. How do children learn their first language? They make mistakes all the time. A child might say, I goed to the store, instead of I went to the store. Do we get angry at the child? No, we understand them, and slowly the child learns the correct way. You are the same. You are learning. It is okay to make mistakes.
So please do not be afraid to speak. Speak with mistakes. Speak with a bad accent. Speak with wrong grammar. Just speak. The more you speak, the better you will get. Let me say that again. The more you speak, the better you will get.
Are you understanding everything so far? If something is not clear, you can replay this part. Listen again. That's the beauty of a podcast. You can listen as many times as you want.
All right, let us talk about the fourth big mistake. And this is a really big one.
The fourth big mistake is memorizing word lists. Many students have long lists of English words. They try to memorize 50 or 100 words at a time. They repeat the words again and again. But after a few days, they forget most of the words. Does this happen to you?
This happens because you are learning words without context. Context means the situation around the word. When you learn a word by itself, your brain does not know where to put it. It forgets the word quickly. But when you learn a word in a sentence, in a story, in a real situation, your brain remembers it much better.
Let me give you an example. Imagine you are trying to learn the word disappointed. You could memorize the definition. Disappointed means feeling sad because something was not as good as you expected. Okay, you might remember that for a day or two. But now, imagine you hear this story. I studied very hard for my exam. I studied every night for 2 weeks. But when I got my results, I failed. I was so disappointed. Now, the word disappointed has a story. It has emotion. It has context. You will remember it much longer.
So, instead of memorizing word lists, learn words from stories, from conversations, from real life. When you hear a new word in this podcast, don't just write the word. Write the whole sentence. Write the situation. That will help you remember.
That is great advice, James. Now let us talk about the fifth mistake. This is the last one, and it might be the most important.
The fifth big mistake is not being consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly, again and again. Many people study English very hard for 1 week. They study 3 or 4 hours a day. But then they get tired, they get busy, and they stop for a month. Then they start again. Then they stop again. This does not work.
It is much better to study a little bit every day. 15 minutes every day is better than 3 hours once a week. Your brain needs regular practice. It's like exercise. If you go to the gym once a month for 5 hours, you will not get strong. But if you go for 30 minutes every day, you will see results.
So make English part of your daily life. Listen to a podcast while you walk. Read a short article while you eat lunch. Watch a short video before you go to bed. Small daily habits are the secret to learning English.
Let me tell you about a student named Ahmed. Ahmed was from Egypt. He had a very busy job. He did not have much free time, but he decided to do one thing every day. He listened to one English podcast episode during his drive to work. That was about 20 minutes every day. After 6 months, his listening improved dramatically. Dramatically means a lot, a very big improvement. After 1 year, he could understand English movies without subtitles. He did not study grammar books, he did not take expensive classes, he just listened every day. Consistency was his secret.
That is a powerful story, and you can do the same thing. You are listening to this podcast right now. That's a great start. Keep listening every day. Make it a habit.
Now let us do a quick summary. We talked about 5 big mistakes today. Let us review them.
Mistake number 1, only studying grammar. Remember, grammar is helpful, but spend more time listening and speaking.
Mistake number 2, translating everything in your head. Try to think in English. Start with simple thoughts.
Mistake number 3, trying to be perfect. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes help you learn.
Mistake number 4, memorizing word lists without context. Learn words from stories and real situations.
Mistake number 5, not being consistent. Study a little bit every day. Make English a daily habit.
These 5 points can really change the way you learn English. If you follow these tips, you will see improvement. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but over time you will get better, we promise.
Now, we have a question for you. Which of these 5 mistakes do you make? Tell us in the comments. We read every comment. And if you have any questions about today's episode, write them in the comments too. We will answer them.
Also, if you found this episode helpful, please click the like button. It really helps our channel grow. And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to English Today 77. We make new episodes to help you improve your English. When you subscribe, you will not miss any new episode.
And share this episode with a friend who is learning English. If this helped you, it can help them too.
Thank you so much for listening today. We appreciate you. Keep practicing, keep listening, keep speaking. You are doing great.
We will see you in the next episode. Until then, keep learning and stay consistent. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy learning.